townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor. Russia's top diplomat has used a United Nations speech to warn nations of Moscow's nuclear strength.
Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has accused the West of using Ukraine as a tool to try to defeat Moscow strategically. Then Lavrov mentioned what he called the senselessness and the danger of the very idea of trying to fight for victory with a nuclear power. And he noted Russia's won. Lavrov spoke at the UN General Assembly 3 days after Russian President Vladimir Putin aired a shift in his country's nuclear doctrine. Lavrov's speech was packed with condemnations of what Moscow sees as Western machinations in Ukraine and elsewhere, including the UN itself. I'm Charles Philadelphia.
Also at townhall.com, a fatal shootout at a gun store near Atlanta.
Police in Smyrna, Georgia, outside Atlanta, say officers were responding to the report of a burglary and gunfire at the Adventure Outdoor store just around midnight. Officials say a suspect fired at two officers. They returned fire, killing the man. Police say it now appears the gunman was acting alone, but they're investigating if anyone else may have been involved. The two officers are expected to survive. I'm Jackie Quinn.
An Israeli airstrike on northeast Lebanon has killed 11 people this morning. The day after the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah confirmed the death of multiple commanders, including longtime leader Hassan Nasrallah. The Israeli army says it's carrying out airstrikes or attacks on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon. In Iran, thousands have gathered to protest Nasrallah's killing. A senior officer in Iran's Revolutionary Guard was also killed in the same strike. The death toll from Hurricane Helene standing at 64, the massive storm causing billions of dollars in damage. More than 3 million still without power. More at townhall.com.
If your approach to everyday aches and pains is to mask them, you know, feel better for a few hours only to have the pain return and then repeat the cycle all over again, it's time to try Relief Factor. And the good news is Relief Factor makes that easy. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. Instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it.
I'm going to try to mic today,
well,
Rachel.
its unique formula of ingredients helps support your body's response to inflammation. Relief Factor was developed by doctors. It's 100% drug-free.
Because that ad for come over, no, it was on like 2 weeks ago.
Changing, even life-changing.
There's no show last week, was there?
Right
There was no show last week.
Just $19.95.
And I already thanked them
Or call 1-800
on
the
Monday show after.
See how in a few weeks or even days, Relief Factor can reduce
You got to mention anything about last week's show?
you feel better. Life is
Probably
just
not.
better. So don't mask pain. Fight it naturally with Relief
If
Factor.
I think of it, maybe. I don't know.
Lithuania
It's
has
not really
signed a deal
important.
with U.S. ammunition producer Northrop Grumman
To bring it up,
seeks to increase
people
defense
know it didn't
capabilities
play,
in the
so
shadow of Russia's war in Ukraine.
The agreement encompasses the production
Not
of
important,
supply of
yes.
medium-caliber ammunition. Lithuania, which borders Russia's Kaliningrad enclave to the west and Belarus to the east, remains the largest buyer of U.S. arms among the 3 Baltic states. It has more than $1.4 billion worth of acquisitions.
Correspondent Jeremy House reporting. Meanwhile, at least 9 civilians are dead and dozens more wounded when Russia blasted a hospital in northeastern Ukraine overnight. Flooding caused by continuous rainfall has killed at least 66 people and counting in Nepal, and nearly 70 others are missing. Government officials say 60 people have been injured, more than 3,000 have been rescued. The government has issued flood warnings across Nepal, warning of massive rainfall. Security forces were ordered to high alert. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. A new leader for Japan's ruling party, Karen Chamas, has more on the story.
Japan's ruling party has picked a former defense minister as leader, setting him up to become prime minister next week. As he was announced leader, Shigeru Ishiba stood up at the audience and bowed amid the applause. The party leadership win is a ticket to the top job because the Liberal Democratic Party's ruling coalition currently controls the parliament. Considered a defence policy expert, Ishiba has proposed an Asian version of the NATO military alliance and a more equal Japan-US security alliance. Ishiba is a supporter of Taiwan's democracy. I'm Karen Chamas.
Wall Street closing out on Friday with the Dow up 137 points, closing at 42,313. The S&P was off 7, closing at 5738, and the Nasdaq was down, closing at 18,119. More at townhall.com.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and do not express the views of WVBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests. Hey, Joey, what's happening? I mean, what's happening in Middleboro and surrounding towns? It's time for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WVBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Let's go. And good morning, and welcome to Middleboro in Review. Today is the 29th of September. It is the last Sunday in September. And I'm going to say good morning to Don. Good morning, Don. How are you?
Good morning, Joey.
All right. Short and sweet. I love it.
Yeah, I just love September. September is the most sweetest month out there. We've been away for a week, so we haven't seen the weather pattern here, but majority of the month has been really nice, especially yesterday. Oh my God, it was beautiful yesterday.
All right, well, let's talk about the weather right now. In Taunton, it is 54 degrees, high of 69, cloudy today with a low of 50. Cloudy on Monday, tomorrow, 72 degrees with a low of 54. And also cloudy on Tuesday, a high of 70 and a low of 52. Currently 54 degrees with mostly, well, if the sun was out, it would be mostly sunny skies. The sun's not out. 54 degrees in Middleboro. 69 today for the high, 50 for the low. Cloudy skies until Tuesday, with the sun reappearing again on Wednesday. Same thing for Taunton. The sun reappearing on Wednesday. Driscoll, Texas, 73 degrees, high of 96, clear skies today. Is currently 73 degrees, a low of 71, both today and also Monday, and also the high is the same as well, 96 degrees tomorrow. And 90 throughout the week, and pretty good weather in Driscoll, Texas. Driscoll, North Dakota, 58 degrees, a high of 90, with the low at 58. It is currently 58 degrees. Clear skies today. Also, pretty good weather tomorrow. 64 degrees with a low of 39. Much cooler than what it will be today. 90 degrees in Driscoll, North Dakota, Don.
Really?
Yeah.
The North Dakota? You didn't get that mixed up with Texas, did you?
Yeah, and then it goes right back down to 60. It's a little interesting over there.
At Driscoll, North Dakota,
North Dakota?
When you go, especially in the fall months, when you report that every week, that temperature change is like a cliff. It's just like, I can't believe it's going to be 90. We haven't seen 90s around here in a while.
It'll drop. It'll drop. You know,
it's like the desert.
In December, it'll be like 2 degrees.
Yeah, -9.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right now it's 90, but, you know, in a little over 2-3 months, it's going to be 0.
It's remarkable that, it's funny how we talk about Driscoll, North Dakota, Driscoll, Texas, and it's like a spoof. That's part of our stick over here because, you know, the last name's Driscoll. But it just goes to show the difference in the weather in the United States. It just goes to show that a place like Driscoll, North Dakota, which is not too far from Canada, can have these crazy weather changes like overnight. And same with Texas. But we all know what Texas is. It's hot most of the time. But it's always Driscoll, North Dakota that gives us a loop for as far as, telling the weather, and especially all the times. In the fall, like in November, you got to have some crazy numbers up there.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree there. We're going to do blood drives today, and there was one blood drive I need to look up. Dana-Farber related. There's a Dana-Farber hosted blood drive in Plimpton. I gotta get the
in Plimpton.
In Plimpton, yep. I
Plimpton.
Gotta get Plimpton.
I've heard of nothing being done in Plimpton. I wonder where it's gonna be.
It's gonna be, I believe, at the police station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I will get that. We'll do blood drives in a few minutes.
Well, make sure you drive the speed limit in Plimpton.
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
Make sure you
Make sure you do that 30.
definitely do that.
Oh, boy,
Absolutely,
yeah.
Yes.
Put the police at the known.
That's
Give out
very
tickets.
important.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
Especially that little stretch of downtown Plimpton. Now they got a red light, so that's good.
All right, our Today in Histories. Today is September 29th, 2024. We didn't do Today in Histories last week because we weren't here. I didn't put them together either, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, you won't be able to hear those today. But I did put together today's Today in History, so here they are. 1789, the United States Department of War establishes a regular army for the first time with a strength of several hundred men. 1975, WGPR becomes the first black-owned and operated television station in the United States. 1975, September 29th, 1975, WGPR. 1988, NASA launches STS-26, the first space shuttle mission since the Challenger disaster dawn. You remember that, STS-26?
Yeah, I know it was a year and a half after. I remember the space shuttle Challenger explosion. I was at shop, and my teacher came out and said the space shuttle. You just remember those moments. And I remember that vividly. I remember my teacher came on, my plumbing teacher came on and said, "Oh, by the way, you listen on the radio." So,
our birthdays today. We have two in 1907. Gene Autry, American singer, actor, and businessman, and also George W. Jenkins. Anyone who's listening in Florida and states around there in Florida, Georgia, Alabama. I'm sure a couple other states in the South have a Publix. George W. Jenkins was the founder of Publix. We've been to Publix, Don.
Publix is awesome.
Once, yes. Yes, Publix is a very
that was my
very
mom's
interesting
favorite
store.
store when she lived down there.
Yes, so George W. Jenkins, the founder of Publix, born on this day in 1907. 1923, Stan Bernstein, American author and illustrator, the author of the Berenstain Bears. So it's the Berenstain Bears, not Berenstein. It's the Berenstain Bears. Stan Berenstain, born on this day. 1935, Jerry Lee Lewis, born on this day. He's an American singer, songwriter, and pianist. Also, the cousin of Jimmy Swaggart as well. Actually, the last album Jerry Lee Lewis was on was with Jimmy Swaggart.
That was what, a year ago? A year and a half, 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was just about a year or so ago, and that was a couple of months before he passed.
Yeah, and Jimmy Swaggart's still going. He's still got a nice voice for his
he
age.
does. Yes, he's still going.
Yeah.
Yep. 1942, Bill Nelson, the current head of NASA. He's got a lot on his plate right now with NASA. Those astronauts who are up in at the space station right now, I believe, are not space station, but they're at up in space. They were stuck right now.
What, up on the International Space Station?
Yeah, yes, you're right. Actually,
Uber.
it was the
They
International
can't
Space
call him
Station.
Uber?
No.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Yeah, it's
It's gonna be the Uber.
it's a very complicated situation, but Bill Nelson, he's been great for NASA during his tenure, so he can figure it out. So he can definitely figure that out with help from apparently Elon Musk. Apparently Elon Musk is going to help with that.
Yeah,
but,
we can't ask the Russians anymore, right?
But yeah, Bill Nelson, the head of NASA currently. 1963, Les Claypool, American bass player, singer, and songwriter for the very interesting band Primus. A little weird band there, but
Jerry was a race car driver.
very unique band. Actually, there's a band called the Lennon Claypool Delirium, and that's Sean Lennon and Les Claypool. Very interesting. Very interesting.
We've talked about that with Chachi because leave it to Sean Leonard because Les Claypool's a little out there. You know,
Very.
It's a little out there.
Very.
But I mean, you can't say that because, you know, I thought, in my opinion, looking back at history, I didn't, I was way young or whatever. But I thought John Lennon was cutting edge as far as the solo stuff.
Yeah, very
opinion,
unique.
It was unique. It was different than what Paul McCartney was doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, I mean, I think when the Beatles broke up, I think the four of them went on their solo careers in their own ways, which is, everything's different. Ringo's different from Harrison. Harrison's different from Leonard. Leonard's different from Beyonce.
Absolutely.
And I just thought, this is my opinion, growing up and listening, and I have friends who really like Leonard, and my buddy Scott got me into Leonard big time when I was growing up, that he was cutting edge. And now we got Sean and Les Claypool, a good team to work with. So, I mean, that's good, and it's great because Sean Leonard, it's going to be coming 50 next year probably, but you got to hear more from him.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
You don't hear too much from Julian Leonard, but it's different now because no one's listening to the radio, like music radio, as much as we used to. You know,
Yeah.
It's just you see something pop up on the internet, or you see something come up on YouTube or something like that. Then you see it. So.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have here? 1985. Calvin Johnson, American football player. He played for, I believe, the Lions. His nickname Megatron. Very, very good football player. I don't know. I think he might be. He probably will end up in the Hall of Fame, maybe. I don't know too much about his all of his stats, but he was definitely a very good football player. Probably will get a consideration when it comes to the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he'll get in, but Calvin Johnson, definitely a great player for the Lions. Kevin Durant, born on this day in 1988. He was just on the USA basketball team, the men's basketball team, who just won a gold medal. So, congratulations to Kevin Durant, and also happy birthday to Kevin Durant as well. He's currently on, I believe, the Lakers right now. I think so. Let me double check that. I think it's the Lakers that he's on. I don't know. I haven't been following. Oh, it's the Suns. He's on the Suns. I haven't been following the NBA too closely. NBA is kind of like third or fourth when it comes to my favorite sports currently. But yeah, he's on the Suns. Close enough, I guess. LA, Phoenix, that's, close, I guess. Not really, but oh well. But yeah, Kevin Durant, good player. And pretty pivotal part of the USA men's basketball team this year. 1913, Rudolph Diesel. This is now passings. 1913, Rudolph Diesel, American engineer. He invented what, Don?
Diesel.
The diesel engine, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The name Diesel.
Very, very important.
Gotta give us some Diesel.
Very important stuff.
Yep.
1987, Henry Ford II passed away on this day, American businessman. And 1988, Charles Addams, American cartoonist, creator of what, Don?
Charles Addams?
Yes, Charles Addams. 2 Ds.
No clue.
Cartoonist. There's your hint.
No, that's Charles Schultz.
No, there's your hint. He's a cartoonist.
No.
It was a very popular television show.
No.
The Addams Family.
Oh. That wasn't a cartoon show.
It was a song, at least. I don't know
What,
if
the
it was
Addams
a show.
Family?
It was a song. There's a
That's-
song.
No, there was a show called The Addams Family in the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a...
It wasn't cartoon, no. I
They might have had
apologize.
a cartoon later on.
I think so, but I apologize.
You have no clue about the Addams Family at all.
I am
And the Monsters. It came out about the same
the
time.
Monsters. Yeah, I've heard of the Monsters.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Addams Family.
It
Popular show.
Well, it wasn't a cartoon.
Not cartoon. I apologize. Not a cartoon.
It could have been.
I think there might have been something separate
They
that
always
was.
They always put a cartoon. Even Batman.
But I thought I had saw something that was Addams Family related that was a cartoon.
Probably
But
was. You're probably right.
but But the original series was not a cartoon.
You
I apologize.
You know what? You should watch The Addams Family as a Monsters. That should be your homework assignment for next week.
Okay. I'm not into old time television shows too much.
Old time sitcoms are the best. The Brady Bunch, The Posse.
I have watched.
Love American Style, another great one.
I've watched. What have I watched? I've watched Matlock.
Jeffersons.
I've watched Matlock. I've watched Good Times. And we have a phone call, so let's get to that phone call right now. Oh, where are my headphones? There they are. Let's get to that phone call right now and say, good morning, caller. You're on Middleboro in Review.
There's nothing better than listening to a father and son banter back and forth about it. And Joey, you are 100% correct. It was an Addams Family cartoon.
Okay, yes. Yeah,
But he had no
came out later.
He had no clue about the Addams Family program that came before it.
Yeah, I know.
I knew the song.
You know?
By the way, this is a long Chuck Hart.
Yeah, how you
Hi,
doing,
Chuck.
Good morning. How you doing?
I just want to say good morning to you guys. You don't know the mission that I had to go on to listen to this, because I'm over here, I'm over in this big, far away from you guys in Dayton, Massachusetts, and 1530 has come in, and 99.7 in my house I can't get come in. I couldn't get on Facebook Live, so I drove in my car, and all this, like, it's going in and out, and now I'm at the old town hall in Dayton, Mass, so I can listen to you two, go back and forth. I've missed you guys. I love what you guys do. Keep doing it. Have a great day, and I hope to be back with you guys soon. I really do. I miss being able to spend time with you guys. Joey, you do fantastic work.
Thank you.
You guys make me laugh, and you bring me back to my childhood. Don, there's so many commonalities, whether it's you guys talking about music or talking about old television shows or history and all that. And Don, today that we talked about the Spaceship Challenger, and I too remember being in school. And we're talking about, and I remember Ronald Reagan's address to the nation, and it was like he was speaking right to me, because he was speaking to all the children and adolescents in the country. So, love what you guys do. Have a great day. Keep in touch.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep in touch. I'll be a regular bill collector. We'll call you like a bill collector because we definitely want to get you back on the show, all right? All right.
Honestly, you guys bring joy into my life, and I'm sure you bring joy into the life. It was so good to me to be part of Joey's that milestone that he hit back in, and he hit that milestone, I think in March or was it April?
It was April, yeah. It was yourself and it was Reverend Ortiz. It was awesome. Yeah, what a great show. We got a picture of that.
Guys, if you could keep me in your thoughts, I'm going to be a little bit selfish right now. This morning, our beloved dog of 12 years is going to go to the Rainbow Bridge, and I don't know if you know what that means, but we have to make a very painful and difficult decision, but and you guys have taken my mind off of all of that for the last 20 minutes. So have a great day, guys. I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, take care, Chuck. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye.
Hope to hear from you soon. Yep.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We got a fan at the town hall in Dayton, huh?
Yes, so Chuck
So
Hart.
if you're driving by Dayton and you're pulling and you and Chuck can hang out and you can hang out and listen to our show.
So, speaking of Matlock, I just mentioned Matlock before Chuck called. Matlock is getting a new show, apparently, from what I've been hearing.
The new and improved Matlock.
The new and, well, hopefully improved.
Who's in it? Any clue?
Kathy Bates will be the main character.
You gotta love Kathy Bates. Kathy Bates is awesome. I think it'll be good. Kathy Bates, Misery, all those Stephen King movies. She's been in so much stuff, and I've always loved Kathy Bates. So you know what? I might watch it because of her.
Oh yeah, I will watch it too, for sure. I would like to see them do something similar to the original.
Well, it's about the same age difference because when
yeah.
Andy Griffin did it, right? Andy Griffin, right?
Yeah.
He's both had the same age, maybe Kathy Bates was.
I mean, yeah, I think Kathy Bates will do a great job. Obviously, there is no replacing Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith was the best.
I know,
but I think they'll do a good job with it.
It was like one of his. You know what? There was another show that Andy Griffin did, and I'm not sure who he's with. There's co-anchors. I can't remember who they were, and it was a year and a half. I think. I don't know, maybe a year and a half, and it got canceled. It was called Salvage One.
Salvage One, I've heard of that.
1979. Mm-hmm. He's a junk man. He's he wants a scrapyard, and he builds himself a rocket ship, and goes to the moon and salvages all the junk and brings it back and wants to sell it.
Yeah.
It's funny how we talk about NASA and how we got people stuck up in the International Space Station, because there's an episode in Salvage 1 where they couldn't get, they had to do a rescue, and the only thing that was available is Salvage 1.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty interesting. I just thought it was. I still think the program was brilliant in a way, because it was so different, and I love his character. It's just 1979. He's got like a telephone in his car, you know what I mean? The old-fashioned phones, and they would, I remember Canon had a telephone in his car. And when you were a kid, just having a telephone, it would look like a regular telephone too. It was just a normal telephone like you have over there. But I mean, it's just, as a kid, you saw that and you were like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing. Now we take, now our phones have everything.
All right, now let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, after our little break and our news segment, we will do blood drives. We got one blood drive to talk about, and that's the Dana-Farber one in Plimpton. I'll get the date. It's October 1st. I'll get the date and the time. I don't have the time exactly on me, so that's why during this break I gotta find it. And we'll have that. We'll have talking about blood drives briefly, and then we'll be back. We got a couple of commercials, and then we got a news segment coming up here in just a moment. You're listening to WVBF 1530 AM, 99.7 FM, WVBF. Oh, yeah. Okay. 403, enter.
Spark Street Auto Body, located at 48 Spark Street in Brockton, Massachusetts, offers the highest quality collision repair and complete auto service for your car. They are a direct repair shop for all major insurance companies. You should reach them at 508-583-1495. They're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5, and 8 to 4 on Fridays. Call them today. You will not be disappointed. 508-583-1495.
Hi, this is Tony Lopes here to remind you
Is it
about
November 1st, instead?
lineup. Coffee with Tony airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. And my good friend Ron Lancaster takes over every Monday and Thursday at the same time. Local talk radio, great guests,
October
and your
4th.
calls. Heard here on AM 1530 and 99.7 FM, WVBF, your hometown radio station.
Okay, 152.
Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association
I know it's coming
is an
up.
association of combat veterans from all branches of the United States Armed Forces who ride motorcycles as a hobby. Our mission is to support those who have defended our country and freedoms. Our focus is to help veteran care facilities provide a warm meal, clothing, shelter, and guidance, or simply to say thank you and welcome home. We have members from nearly all 50 states and living abroad. Many members continue to serve in our armed forces, with several serving in combat areas now. We sponsor and or participate in many motorcycle-related charity events each year, and as a non-profit organization, donate to various veteran care
It's October
facilities and
1st.
veteran
That's
charities.
when it
To
is.
learn more about the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association
I don't have
and
the
how
date.
you
I
can join
have the date, but I don't have the time on me.
please visit cvma2-2.org.
One more commercial. Hold up. News.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Harrington. Ukraine's president is getting different signals from Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. White House correspondent Greg Cluxton explains.
On Thursday, President Volodymyr Zelensky met with Vice President Harris, followed by face-to-face talks with former President Trump on Friday. The two meetings offered a contrast. At the White House, Harris emphasized unwavering U.S. support for Ukraine's struggle against the Russian invasion and slammed Trump's suggestion that Kiev should give up territory for the sake of peace. In New York, Trump called for a fair deal after previously criticizing U.S. assistance for Ukraine. And
I have the date. I know the date's October 1st. I don't have the time.
Washington.
I can't find it.
Has addressed the United Nations.
Russia's foreign minister Sergei
Is that the police
Lavrov has
station?
accused the West
Yeah, it's
of
in
using
Plymouth.
Ukraine
It's in Plimpton.
as a tool to try to defeat
I know one. I know it's in Plimpton.
That's funny. How come the date ain't popping?
I don't. I know the date. I saw it.
of trying to fight
So,
to victory with
It's October 1st. I just.
As you noted, Russia's won.
My guess is it starts at 11 a.m., but I don't know.
Russian President Vladimir
There's
Putin
one in Hanson.
shift in his country's nuclear doctrine.
Guess I mentioned that too.
Speech was packed with
So I have the date and time
of what
here.
Moscow sees as Western machinations
For sure,
in
but
Ukraine and elsewhere, including the
that
UN
stinks.
itself.
I don't
and
have
Charles Philadelphia.
the
The
exact
Israeli military says it has
thing
killed another
here.
high-ranking
Whatever,
Hezbollah
it's fine.
official in an airstrike. The announcement comes as
It's
the
fine.
Lebanese terror group is reeling from a string of
fine,
devastating blows and the killing of its overall leader, Hassan Nasrallah. Massive rains brought by Hurricane Helene have left many people stranded or homeless as the cleanup begins from the monster storm that killed at least 64 people all across the southeast U.S. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Life takes a toll on our bodies. No way around it. Whether it's sitting hours on end at your computer or working a physical job, over time your body pays the price. There is, however, an effective way to turn back the clock on pain. Relief Factor. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor helps support your body's response to inflammation. The difference? Instead of masking pain, Relief Factor helps eliminate it for good. And it's 100% drug-free. If the pains that come with living a full life are affecting you, do as so many others have. Turn back the clock on pain with Relief Factor. Their 3-week quick start is just $19.95, less than $1 a day. When you feel good, it's amazing how much more you get out of life. So visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. Try it for only $19.95. While we can't stop aging, oh yeah, we can stop pain. Turn back the clock with Relief Factor.
Authorities say a man has been arrested after allegedly setting 2 fires in the western German city of Essen, left 30 people injured, and driving a van into 2 shops. Emergency services were alerted to the fires in the residential buildings in quick succession yesterday evening. The injured included 8 children who were seriously hurt, 2 of them in life-threatening condition after inhaling smoke. Shortly after the fires broke out, a van drove into 2 shops in the city, causing damage to property, but no injuries. Rescuers in Nepal have recovered dozens of bodies from buses and other vehicles buried in landslides near the capital Kathmandu, as the death toll from flooding has risen to at least 129, with dozens of people still missing. The weather improved early today following 3 days of monsoon rains, and rescue and cleanup efforts are in full swing. Kathmandu remains cut off as 3 highways out of the city have been blocked by landslides. News and analysis at townhall.com. A controversial piece of legislation in California bites the dust.
Governor Gavin Newsom has vetoed a bill that would have required all new cars to beep at the driver when he or she exceeds the speed limit by at least 10 miles per hour. That measure was aimed at reducing traffic deaths, but Newsom says it would create a, quote, patchwork of regulations, and it would have likely impacted all new car sales in America due to California's massive auto market. Jason Walker reporting.
Newly emerged film footage of President John F. Kennedy's motorcade speeding down the Dallas freeway after he was fatally wounded has sold at auction for $137,500. RR Auction in Boston sold the home film yesterday. It begins with Dale Carpenter Sr., the filmmaker, just missing the limousine carrying the president and the First Lady. More on these stories at townhall.com.
That sounds good. Okay. Alright. 3, 2, 1, 0. And we are back because I turned down the bumper music. There we go. All right, 7:37 a.m.
Hey, Pat. Hey, Joey.
Yes.
Your crack research team over here.
Yes, what is it? What's up?
Salvage 1, right?
Ah, yes.
We're talking, I mean, you got me going with, Rescue in Space. Season 1, okay, 1979, had 14 episodes. And the episode I was talking about where they have to, the Salvage 1 ship has to go and rescue NASA, it's called the Golden Orbit Part 1 and the Golden Orbit Part 2. Okay, episodes 8 and 9. There was 14 episodes in 1979, and then season 2, same year, 1970, they had 6. So they got canceled, So, 20 episodes totally, which is not bad for a spinoff like that. ABC, 1979. I think a lot of people like that because Battlestar Galactica was going, and I'm not sure if it was ABC. So ABC did, ABC did Battlestar Galactica too. So, yeah, so.
Okay, blood drives. Unfortunately, I couldn't get all the information for this blood drive, but there is going to be a blood drive coming up in Plimpton, October the 1st. It's either going to be at the police station or it's going to be at the town hall, which is right next to it. It's October 1st. That's all I know. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the time and the times, the start and end time.
Usually they're pretty good about putting everything in. Maybe, I don't know what happened here.
I thought it would have been on the Dana-Farber
It's
website. No, it's not.
You go on Town of Plimpton? Website?
I could try that.
Yeah.
Let's try. I did not try that the first time. So
Yeah.
let me try that.
Because you don't want people going there and not having something. So
let me try to spell Plimpton correctly here, real quick.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
So that'd be the best way of doing it, I think.
Let's see.
Get the correct information.
We're going to try.
No bad information here.
Exactly.
So
We're going to try.
So,
yeah. All I know is it is October 1st. That's all I know right this second.
Well, you're on the air tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Middleboro Matters. Tune in, 11 a.m. for Middleboro Matters. Tune in at 7 a.m. when Chris Keach comes on the air. And who's in tomorrow? Ron Lancaster or?
It's Ron Lancaster is doing the
he's doing the show.
Morning show, and
Right.
then the morning news is Chris Keach.
Yeah,
Yes.
So if you want to get
Unfortunately, I can't find anything.
Well, you have to scrub that one.
I'm not sure what's up with that,
Right.
but I know it's October 1st.
Yeah,
That's all. That's all. Unfortunately, I do know at this point.
All we could say is maybe look it up because
Definitely.
we can't find
Yes.
it.
But
Sometimes those things get canceled, so
maybe it could have been. But there is one coming up in Hanson at the police department in Hanson.
All right.
There's a blood drive coming up.
Is there something new with these police departments? Because it's usually at town halls and at churches and stuff like that.
I don't know. Maybe there's some police
Is
departments.
this a Dana-Farber thing?
I think so. I think some police stations are partnering maybe with Dana-Farber to do these blood drives.
Okay.
But Hanson Police Department is holding a blood drive. That's Friday, October 4th, 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Hanson Police Department, which is located at 775 Main Street in Hanson. So there you go. There's your blood drives for today.
I'd just say, as far as Plimpton, just look.
Definitely, yes.
But I don't, personally, I wouldn't call the police department and ask them questions like that.
No.
I mean, I know it's a non-emergency number, but they get enough calls for just to conduct their business.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion. So I don't know. Maybe you could do some crack research tonight and look.
I will try to look tonight, and then if I find anything, I will report on it tomorrow. If not,
yeah, well, it's good that you're reporting on it because not many people do report on it, and it's good that you're doing that, and that's good. So I mean, we can try. Usually it's flawless.
I originally got this information. There is a little little banner thing that they have up near the police station in Plimpton. Small lawn sign they have up. And I know it said October 1st.
You drove by it?
Yes, I drove by it.
When, yesterday?
Yesterday. I know it said October 1st.
Where'd you go that way? Oh, you came back from
yes,
Walmart. You took 58 from Walmart? Because
Yeah,
you were going
because I was going to Carver.
We all know
I was going to Carver for
lunch.
Another, for also another errand as well.
Yeah, all right.
But and also lunch.
So thinking 11. If
I think 11 as well.
So you could be a safe bet 11.
Yes, I think it's 11 o'clock as well, but I'm not 100% certain on that either. Okay, Don.
Yes.
Let's talk about our favorite topic. Transportation.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Oh,
okay. First off, let's start off with apparently what happened at Penn Station this week. Apparently
Wednesday.
Yes, this
Was
past
it
week.
Wednesday?
I believe so.
Wednesday, yeah.
Yes.
Wednesday.
Apparently there was a minor derailment. I'm going to say minor derailment. It was a derailment. Kind of minor. There was no injuries, thankfully. All that happened was that a couple of the train cars, their wheels fell off the tracks, pretty much.
That's a derailment.
That's a derailment. It's a minor derailment, but it's still a derailment, and it caused a lot of issues. We felt it.
It's been a summer of fun all summer long with New Jersey Transit having problems with their electrical lines, nightmares. You can go back on YouTube. It happened just like a week and a half ago. They had I guess there was an accident in the Lincoln Tunnel, and it was unbelievable. And they had power failures for New Jersey Transit and Amtrak, and most people didn't get into work till 11. I mean, it's just you know what's funny? Ever since, and it's kind of uncanny, and maybe it's a coincidence, but ever since Governor Hochul announced that she was going to suspend the congestive pricing down in Lower Manhattan, it seems like all these problems are happening. And it's funny, too, because I sat next to a New Yorker, because we went up to upstate New York, and, you know, you get to know people, and she suggested the same thing. She said, you know, I don't have a car. I live in the city. She said she lived somewhere in Harlem somewhere, right? She said, I don't have a car. The subway's fine, but it just seems like since that happened, and I didn't think about it until she said it to me. Somebody, you know, it just seems like, you know, if you go back and research everything, that announcement was made early June because the congested pricing was supposed to go on June 30th. And then all of a sudden, you know, they have power problems with mostly NG Transit, but I don't know. It's just like the whole city doesn't. One day last week or 2 weeks ago, the whole city doesn't show up till 11 o'clock coming from the Jersey side.
Yep.
I mean, these are nurses, these are teachers, these are people, these are doctors, these are people who have to get to work on time, and it's just you can't have that. You know?
So this derailment caused a lot of delays on, you know, a lot of areas, Northeast Corridor. We felt the delay a little bit. I don't know if it was directly related to it. I think it might have been. It was related to this. But Charleston to D.C., the train we took, Dawn, that was an hour late.
West Virginia.
Yep. Yeah. That was an hour late.
Yeah.
And I think that might have had something to do with it. I don't know if it was fully that,
with
but
Amtrak, if you're late, you're gonna be more later.
Exactly.
Because what they do is they prioritize the late trains for the trains on time. I mean, they don't. They make your train later.
Yeah.
So the other trains are on time.
There was the same train service that we were on. There was a train that was heading west to Chicago, and it was very late. And I think it had something to do with that too, but I'm not 100% certain on that.
That's with Amtrak.
A lot of Northeast Corridor trains were probably delayed.
The thing about Amtrak is you got to remember that we went on the Cardinal, which Charleston, West Virginia to Washington D.C. It's more of a sightseeing thing.
Yeah.
There's a stretch called the Buckingham stretch, the Buckingham railroad or whatever. It was the most roughest rails we ever rode on.
Yeah.
30 miles an hour in some portions, so it's slow. And then we went for freight trains. I mean, if you want to go and you want to look, it was beautiful scenery, but I mean, as far as a transportation option,
no.
You do better with the bus or flying.
Yes. Or driving.
Exactly. The Northeast Corridor is it.
Yes.
It
is the best line.
It is the best line, but
easily.
But you know what I thought was pretty good too? The Empire service.
Oh yeah.
Going up to Buffalo.
Absolutely.
That flew. And they said that's maybe the next line to be electrified is from New York to Albany.
Oh, that would be huge.
That corridor.
That would be huge.
Yeah, and then Hartford to Springfield, another electrical. So there are some good, but then there's some other just lines that are just slow that they're on. It was like a class 3 railroad we're on for about maybe 80 miles. It was terrible. I mean, it's just that's how it is, and this line's been around, but you never get to see the New River Valley in West Virginia. Yeah, the way we saw it. No vehicles getting in there. You get either hike or take the train. You look right around the river. You go underneath the Gorge Bridge. Some of the stuff you've seen, you never see. And I want to do this trip again. I'm not sure if Joey wants to.
Yeah, certain trains I don't want to do again.
But I mean, it's something about going. But if it's on time and it's running relatively, at a good clip, it's not bad. It's just you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Our other big story
Red line.
Our other big, we'll get to that.
Yep.
That's our third big story. Our second big story of our transportation topic here is Massachusetts has won a $472 million federal funding grant for North Station Draw 1 bridge replacement. Big bridge replacement project near North Station. The Haley Driscoll administration, the Massachusetts congressional delegation, and the Boston mayor, Michelle Wu, are celebrating that Massachusetts has been awarded nearly $500 million from the U.S. Department of Transportation to replace the North Station Draw 1 bridge. The project will allow for more train capacity, faster and reliable rides, and increased safety on commuter rail and also Amtrak trains. This grant was awarded to the MBTA and it came from the National Infrastructure Project Assistance Program as part of the Multimodal Project Grant Program, discretionary grant program. There we go. It is the largest federal award the MBTA has ever won to date. So that's a really big deal, Don.
That's an old bridge. Maybe they can run more trains. They only run four services from that station, and they got 6-8 bays there. Maybe they can. I don't know. Maybe they can reach out. I'm not sure what lines to do, but and I know the down east, Maine pays for a lot of that.
Yep.
And I was wondering, is Maine going to pay for that bridge too?
I have no idea.
In New Hampshire, because they got 2-3 stations in New Hampshire.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
All right, our MBTA little update here. Go by local line by local line. We'll just do the local lines. What we consider the local lines. Middleboro, Lakeville, Greenbush, Kingston, Franklin, Foxborough, Providence, Stoughton. So let's do that right now. Greenbush, no major updates to report there. Just that a train is late.
Braintree on.
Yes, we'll get to that.
All right.
Greenbush, no major updates other than the red line's closed. We'll get to that in a moment.
And the commuter rail too. Is the commuter rail closed?
No, not this weekend.
Not this weekend.
Not this weekend. No. Other than it is probably affected a little bit by the red line closure, but there's no commuter rail effects when it comes to the red line closure this weekend. But Greenbush line, there's nothing really going on other than a train is late, which is the norm with the MBTA. Kingston line, the most recent Kingston line train will be accommodated by a shuttle bus due to crew availability issue. Issues may consider train 2044, which comes later on this morning at 9:30 a.m. So the 7:30 a.m. train to Kingston will be accommodated by a shuttle. I'm not sure if that means they're not doing that train or anything. But
shuttle? Maybe a shuttle.
Kingston Line, well, so it says Kingston Line train 2042, 7:30 a.m. to Kingston, which was 20 minutes ago, will be accommodated by a shuttle bus due to crew availability issues. So canceled?
No, a shuttle.
Shuttle.
Yeah.
So it ends up just being a shuttle, basically, right? I don't know that.
It sounds like,
I don't know what that means.
It sounds like it's, well...
I guess that's what it means.
It's not really clear, but if I was to guess, they're probably letting everyone off at Braintree, and they're probably busing everyone down to Kingston or something. I'm not just guessing. I mean, that's all. Is that an MBTA website?
That is the MBTA website.
It's not clear.
Yes. Not clear.
What's a shuttle?
Yeah, exactly.
Space shuttle. That's all we know, right?
Yes. Passengers may consider train 2044, which is at 9:30 to Kingston, from Kingston. There, that's the next train there. But Middleboro Lakeville.
That's some squirrely wording there, I think.
Middleboro Lakeville. A little bit update on that. The Riverside entrance at Campello, that's not opening ever again. That is permanently closed. It says currently closed here on the website, but it's definitely from what I've been reading. Especially on its Wikipedia page, the Campello Wikipedia page, it says that it is permanently closed. So, there you go. You no longer have the Riverside entrance.
Not for you.
The Riverside Ave entrance. There you go. Unless there's something that changes in the future with that.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I don't get it. I don't know. They build things and then they shut them down. What's it going to? Goes out to the further down Montello Street. That's a bottleneck there or something like that.
Franklin Foxborough.
You know what it is?
Yep.
I think everyone's coming out there and they're taking a left.
Mm-hmm.
And it's before the set of lights where Plain Street is in Brockton.
Yep.
And it's probably screwing everything up.
Okay.
There's probably accidents. But you know what? Open it up and just put a big right turn only there.
Right turn only. Exactly.
Why not use it?
Franklin Foxborough, no updates there. So we move on. And Providence Stoughton.
Closed today.
Several things going on. Effective Monday, September 9th, so effective as of now. And for approximately 7 weeks, the high-level platform on the the outbound side of Attleboro Station is going to be closed for renovation. You can board trains at the north end of the platform at Attleboro. A portable lift will be available on the platform. And from October 1st to April 1st, the South Attleboro parking lot will be free. From October 1st till April 1st.
The station's open now?
That's good. South Attleboro parking lot will be open.
What about the station?
I think it might be. I'm not sure. Let me look at
the parking lot be open.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let me see. Let me double check.
You got word salad over there. What's this? I know you can read. I mean,
South Attleboro doesn't look like it's on the schedule.
Then what?
I don't.
Just free parking for what?
Free parking, I guess.
South Attleboro, you said?
Yes, South Attleboro parking lot.
So we can walk to Pawtucket, or you can walk to Attleboro, catch a train. Is there a shuttle bus? I don't know. Who's typing this stuff in? Shuttles and free parking in South Attleboro, but no train service. And we went through South Attleboro, and it didn't look open to me when we went by. We went through it twice last week. It didn't look open.
I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know.
All right. Anyway, okay.
I guess the MBTA wants to guess.
Now we get to the meat and potatoes, Don.
Boy.
The Red Line.
Supposed to be opening tomorrow.
Is suspended. No train service between JFK, UMass, and Braintree through tomorrow due to track work.
It was the 3.5 week. They closed down the 6th of September. It was supposed to be the major rehabilitation on the train on bringing up the slow zones up to normal speed.
Yep, and this has affected several stations at the Red Line as well. North Quincy Garage, Quincy M's lot, and the Wallaston lot have fewer parking spaces available this month through the October 1st due to the work being done. North Quincy parking lot will have reduced parking through Friday the 11th of October due to the closure. There'll be alternative parking available at Braintree and also
You know what I
Quincy
think that
Adams.
is? If I was to guess, it's their staging area. They probably, when they set up tracks and equipment, they got a fenced off staging area, and they got to take some of the parking lot. So now they're probably on the tracks working right up to the bitter end, right to 5 in the morning tomorrow, and then but they have all the equipment, all the tracks, they gotta move all that off site, and that's probably what the deal is on that one.
And also Alewife as well. Alewife Garage may have some additional spaces taken as construction continues.
I don't know anything about that. That's probably totally something different. That's probably just structural. You talked about that station was in tough shape.
A little bit of updates on escalators. South Station. There's actually something going on there with escalators. They're being replaced. So good on South Station there. South Station escalator 387 is unavailable right now because it is being 387. That's what it is.
Is that like 387 escalators?
I don't know, but 387 is closed for renovation. Okay. I think it's probably being replaced.
And you know what's terrible about that stretch there, coming from South Station, Red Line, and the Silver Line up to the main concourse? Mm-hmm. You can't find the elevator. It's hidden in a closet somewhere. You got to take a left, and you got to walk back behind the baggage thing, and it's down this dark alley, and it's I don't know. It's just like.
And then of course you got several other escalator issues: Alewife, Andrew, and then Downtown Crossing is an elevator closed at 101 Arch Street. So there you go. There's your.
You know what? They'll probably break the one at Porter too, because that's the deepest escalator in the whole system. Make people walk.
Yeah. Orange Line station closure on the weekend of the 19th and 20th of October. Malden Center Commuter Rail Station will be closed to allow for platform resurfacing work, and passengers may board the Orange Line for service. North Station to Oak Grove. Shuttle buses will replace service between Forest Hills and Back Bay on October 8th through 11th, 15th through 20th, and 12th through 14th of October.
What, for track work again?
The work will extend to North Station. Track work.
They closed it for a month back in 22. They're sneaking it in.
Doing it again.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Doing it again. Shuttle buses replace service between Oak Grove and Ruggles. The weekend of the 26th and 27th of October, and from Oak Grove to North Station, October 28th through the 1st of November. This is to allow, again, for station upgrades and track work. And then there's some escalator issues.
What about our Mattapan
again there.
Trolley there?
Mattapan Trolley. Real quick, Mattapan Trolley. Mattapan Trolley shuttle buses replace service from 11:30 p.m. to end of service from September 30th. to October 3rd for track work. So starting tomorrow. And the Mattapan Trolley shuttle buses will replace service on the weekend of October 5th and 6th, beginning Friday, October 4th at 8:30 p.m. for track work. Real quick, Green Line real quick. D-Branch shuttle buses will replace service between Kenmore and Newton, October 5th and 6th for signal work. D-Branch shuttle buses will replace service between Riverside and Brookline Hills, weekend of the 19th and 20th of October for signal work. And two Arlington Station entrances adjacent to 350 Boylston Street are temporarily closed due to construction. You can use the entrances across the street in front of 320 Boylston Street. And then Blue Line, nothing going on there other than an escalator at Bowden is down. There you go. Blue Line is always really good.
Well, they rebuilt the Blue Line. But, you know, it's important that if you go into Boston, make sure you go on the MBTA website, check it out, because there's so much going on. And hopefully, it seems like they're shoving everything down so fast, getting everything done. Hopefully by January 25, we can have like a normal transit system again. And because I know it affects businesses. People like want to take the T in, and it's like, oh, I don't want to take a shuttle bus. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Especially people who are older who don't want to deal with climbing up on buses and stuff like that. But
all right, Don, we gotta go.
Okay, got it.
We gotta go. So yes, we'll of course we'll continue this conversation every week for the foreseeable future with the MBTA. But
We'll might check out the slow zone.
Yes.
See how, maybe I'll take a ride on the train.
the good news though with the big grant that they got, so that's good news there. All right, well, we gotta go. We'll be back next week with another edition of Middleboro Review. I'll be back tomorrow with another edition of Middleboro Matters. Bye bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend and go Patriots.
Who's the Patriots playing today?
49ers. Bye, everybody.